Hey, this is Groovy. I'm here with Beth Kovacs. We're at Breckenridge Brewery, and you are on the board of the Comic Book Classroom and also the volunteer coordinator for the Denver Comic-Con, which is awesome, and that's why we're here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm stoked. I'm stoked about everything.
It's the countdown. It's, people keep posting 37 more days. I'm like, no, stop talking about it. Yeah. So it's like, but yeah, it's getting to that where the energy's really high and everybody's starting to get super excited. So
It's
yeah.
getting like a bit overwhelming though, like there's so much going on.
Sometimes there are those days it's like my brain just can't think about this anymore. So I'm going to play solitaire kind of thing. Yeah. So it's but yeah, we're all pushing through and there's still lots of exciting things still happening. So we can't rest. We got to keep at it.
Got to keep going. But let's start at what it's all about. Let's start with the classroom. Tell me, how you got involved, how people get involved.
Sure. How I got involved with the whole thing is, I always wanted to go to San Diego Comic-Con, but I didn't know anything about it, and I was Googling it, and it's like, I cannot afford to do that, so let's find a backup plan. And so I just happened, it was like probably October, November of 2011, and I Googled Denver Comic-Con, which is funny because had I Googled Denver Comic-Con a year earlier, there was no website, there was nothing to come up, so it came up. And I do some volunteering for the Boulder International Film Festival, and I really liked volunteering. So I thought, well, I'll just volunteer for this instead of, buying tickets. And they needed a volunteer coordinator. And it's like, well, I've worked with volunteers in the past. Why don't I give that a try and see if they still need me? So I emailed them, and they came back, and they said yes, and please send us your resume, which I did. And in the interview with Chris and Charlie, they were saying, well, it's not just the Denver Comic-Con, but it's Comic Book Classroom. And so I was like, I don't know about Comic Book Classroom, tell me. And so they were telling me about it, and I was blown away. And it was completely like, I have to be a part of this now. Not that I didn't have to be a part then, but I had to be a part of it now too. So, so I came on board as the volunteer coordinator, and just through working with everybody, they said, we'd also like you to come and, be on the board and help with that, and, be a part of making it even, better. And so I said, all right, I'll do that. So, so I joined the board just a couple months ago. So, yeah. So pretty exciting. I was very honored that they asked me because, that was a pretty big honor for me. So
yeah, that's huge.
And, the comic book classroom quickly takes a place in everyone's heart, I think, especially, depending on, it's different for everybody. And, for me, as a kid who grew up in, some, disadvantaged circumstances, I saw this as just pretty amazing. It is, I don't know how much people know about the program, but we do an art and literacy program. We go in and it's not just teaching kids who maybe are reluctant readers here's a comic book. Maybe that will appeal to you. Right. But it's actually about creating your own comic book, about telling your own story. And I think that that's so important for kids, whatever causes their disadvantaged circumstances, that they have a voice. That's one thing they're really lacking in the world is, getting to get their voice out there and really feel like they're heard. Right. And I was just so moved by what Ilya, the education director, has put together so far, that, wow, what if I had this as a kid? And I think that that's what everybody on the board says to themselves at one point. Is like, right, how could this have changed my life if this had been available to me when I was in 5th grade or 6th grade? Right. And I think that's why, it's so easy to embrace, is that it's an opportunity for kids to tell their story. And
how cool is that?
I mean, yeah, and we've had some amazing events where kids have, done a mini comic book classroom exercise, and they come up with some of the best stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, don't stop, keep going, keep going. So it's just really, it's such an easy program to love and to want to be a part of and want to see succeed, that you can't help but love, and then we've got RAR.
Oh, RAR.
It was adorable. So yeah, it just touches your heart. RAR. So that's how, when they asked me, first I was honored and then I was stoked. It's like, yes, I want to do everything I can to help this just be bigger and better and more people know about it. So
Nice. Yeah, I mean, if you can get involved with the classroom.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's
amazing.
I think we were at 8 schools this year, and we're looking to be in more next year. And we're always looking, if anyone is interested, say you're a substitute teacher, and so you're looking for something additional to do with your time. If you're a teacher who's looking for some supplemental curriculum, check out our website. We're hoping to bring on, maybe high school students who can assist in the classroom. With, maybe match them up with a teacher in in their local area, like maybe a sister elementary school or something like that. So there's all kinds of opportunities. So definitely check out the Comic Book Classroom website. So.
Oh yeah, and get involved. Yeah. Now with the con,
The
you do a
con.
whole bunch of cool stuff. Tell me about that.
Yeah, like I said, I came on because they were looking for a volunteer coordinator, and I said, do you want me? And they said, yes, we'll take you. Okay. So it was an eye opener because I had worked with other nonprofits, and it's like, oh, I've managed volunteers, 20, 25 people, so. Then it kept growing. Last year it just kept growing and growing and growing, and in the end, we could have used a lot more volunteers, but the 125 people that we had for the 30,000 people that were there last year, or almost 30,000 people, they were so amazing. I get all choked up sometimes when I talk about, so I'll try not to.
There's gonna be tears.
There might be tears, and you know who I'm talking about. And they, so many of them, they came in for a 4-hour shift on Friday, and they stuck with us till, the volunteer appreciation party on Sunday, mainly because we told them they couldn't come if they didn't stay. But no, I'm teasing. But they were just so generous with their time, and, lots of them are coming back. So that's pretty,
You guys rock.
You do, and again, you know who you are. They embraced us, and I can't say enough amazing things about those folks that came out and volunteered for us last year. They were just fabulous. But we're working currently between from the steering committee to the staff to, we have a category called crew, the people who come in on Thursday and don't leave until Sunday.
Okay.
And then we have people that come in and volunteer for 1 or 2 days. Right now we've got a roster of 468 people.
It's insane.
Yeah. And I still would be happy with, another 150. So it's, like last year there was a little bit of, it was probably pretty good that we didn't know what we were getting into, and this year knowing what we're getting into, it's like, okay, yeah, I need more people.
I have trouble coordinating Ben. He's one person. How do you do 456?
I have to tell you, I have a great volunteer committee that works with me.
Okay.
I've got 3 just excellent people. Last year, because we were shorthanded. My time got split between volunteering and helping out with the autograph area floor. And, the people I had, Kirk Stevens and Nikki Ebright, who were helping me out. And I was, a little frazzled, and they were just completely, we've got this. Go do what you need to do. We've got this. And they're amazing, and I've brought them back this year, and so they're going to help me out again. And that's the kind of people. It's like there's no. It's like grab your towel, don't panic. And they were just like, just go do what you have to do over there. We've got it. And then I brought in another volunteer, and it's so funny because he kept saying, I don't want. He was a volunteer coordinator, Clay Moore, with the Museum of Nature and Science for 20 years, and he's like, I don't want to be volunteering, I want to do other stuff. So, but yeah, I'm like, please, and he's finally said, okay, I'll advise you. I'm like, great.
You broke him down.
Yeah, I did. So I have 3 amazing people that work with me that I couldn't be doing this without, and so we get everybody in their places, and it's just, and it's really, I find, even for myself personally, it's really easy to volunteer for something that you're psyched about.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, what? I get to be on a panel room where maybe George Takei is going to be at, or James Callis. Oh, all right, I'll do it. So it's really, people have been so excited to volunteer. So it makes it easy to find, it makes it easy to do my job. They make it easy. The volunteers make it easy for me to do my job.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
So.
Yeah, well, we were talking earlier, not goddess, but demigoddess of the con.
Chris is the goddess of the Denver Comic Con. She gets that title.
She's awesome.
And she has earned it. Let me tell you. So, but I will take demigoddess since the goddess title's taken.
That's awesome.
There's only 2 women on the steering committee. So fortunately, no one else has to feel like they're being left out. We can do that.
You can do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, you also do a lot of the media, like bookings kind of thing?
Yeah. I got to do that last year. Work with scheduling the TV and film media guests, and so I assist Chris. She does most of the she sets up all the travel and does the contracts and all of that fun, that fun, serious stuff. Is that an oxymoron?
Pretty much.
The fun, serious stuff. And so I help with that, and I help with the floor during the con, making sure people are getting to their panels on time, making sure they're getting to the photo booth on time, making sure that we have enough photos on hand for them to sign, and make sure that we've got an amazing group of people that, because each celebrity has 2 volunteer assistants, that make sure that all of their needs are met. Because we want to keep them spreading the word that we're a fun place to be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's the kind of stuff I do.
And like with the growth of the con, I mean, obviously it's being run correctly and everyone's having good times.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You really you want as few things. You want to anticipate as much as possible, so that when those things that we didn't anticipate come up, then we've got it covered. We can swoop in and solve the problems fast.
Right on. So I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh boy.
Everyone's been put on the spot.
Oh no.
What's your estimate for this year?
Oh gosh. I remember last year when it was like February, and we were like February of 2012, and we were hoping for 5,000 attendees, and somebody did the math, and we're like, we're going to be in trouble with the fire marshal because we had one of the ballrooms when we started, and then we just kept. I think it was after we announced Will Wheaton, and things just kept going exponentially, and so when our final number was 27,700, we were just like, oh wow, ignorance is bliss.
Unofficially.
This question.
I know everyone has. Charlie said 900,000.
Well, yeah, of course he did. I'm surprised he didn't say a million straight up.
You had to have that unique number.
Right, right. I would probably go with. I'm twitching. My eye is twitching. 45,000 will be.
45.
I would. I mean, we were almost at 30 last year, so we did. We've done. Our media department has done an amazing job at getting the word out there even more this year. So.
Well, I'm going to do the showcase showdown. I'm going 50,000,
Okay.
and if I win, I guess I win the trip to the Netherlands and the golf cart.
Oh, okay, okay. We'll try and see if that's in the budget. Yeah.
All right, so there's a whole bunch of secrets you can't announce,
There are a
but
whole bunch of secrets
and
I
you're
cannot-
killing me.
I'm sorry.
All right, tell me who's going to be there, and then make some crazy illusions that we might possibly think who they are.
So let's see. So far, Stan Lee is coming Sunday. Sunday, the man. George Takei will be there on Saturday and Sunday. He is. I mean, he's the king of the internet these days. He's everywhere, and so I'm really looking forward to meeting him.
Doesn't it blow your mind that Sulu is really the most valid character from the original Star Trek these days?
Don't tell William Shatner that.
Priceline.com.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool how people, I have a hard time with Google, and so I mean, here's George Takei, just being an amazing tech savvy web social media guy, and I think that's cool.
It's amazingly cool.
He's cool, and he's funny. I'm looking forward to him just cracking me up all weekend long. So we have him, we have George, and let's see, who else do we have? Eddie McClintock from Warehouse 13, James Callis from Battlestar Galactica, Squee. Let's see. We have the Guildies. I mean, I don't know. I love the Guild, the web series by Felicia Day, and I'm so excited that she's coming. Also from that show, Sandeep Parikh and Zabu and Clara Robin Thurston is going to be there, and Aaron Gray is. I know. For someone, for a girl growing up in the 70s, there were very few, sci-fi idols that we could have role models, and, Colonel Wilma Deering, is going to be here. For me, that's like my childhood, a childhood dream. That just, I'm so excited.
You can never totally geek out while you're there, but are you going to be giddy?
I try to get my giddiness out beforehand. I'm a professional. And it's kind of funny because, when I'm training my volunteers that work, I'm like, okay, you got to put the fangirl and the fanboy in the back pocket. It's really important, that you kind of have to, work on that a little bit. And so I have to work on it just as much as they do. But yeah, I do get a little giddy. It was kind of like the week afterwards. When you're starting to decompress from everything and you're like, oh my gosh, I met James Marsters. Oh my gosh, I met Colin Ferguson. I have a picture of Colin Ferguson with my volunteer t-shirt on. Oh my, and so that's kind of where your brain, you kind of stow it away for the weekend, and then you bring it back out the week afterwards. So yeah.
So what I tell everyone running the camera is you can totally freak out and go total fan crazy, but you have to wait till 15 minutes after the situation.
That's right. Please. Things going.
And what do you geek out on? What are your favorite movies, TV shows, that good stuff?
I'm totally the TV film person. They start talking about comic books, and I'm like, okay, who's that? Can you please explain that to me? I don't know that. So, like I was telling you earlier, when people talk about the different incarnations of Batman, I go, Adam West, Michael Keaton, there was some other guys in there.
Don't bring up Val Kilmer, please.
And Christian Bale. Those are the different incarnations of Batman. And they're like, no, there's these things called comic books. And so I'm the movie film person. We have others. I'm not but I digress. I would have to say Gattaca. I love Gattaca. I love comic book movies, so I'm a huge X-Files fan, and Avengers, and Iron Man, and Spider-Man's okay. So I do love the comic book movies. I love The Matrix. I would say in the world of indie sci-fi, Melancholia that I saw recently, I liked. Moon is pretty darn tootin' good too. Yeah. I saw for the first time, and it's like I don't know how that got past me. I saw Johnny Mnemonic the other night for the Mile High Sci-Fi movie, and I don't know if you guys know this, but they work it kind of like a Mystery Theater 3000. So there's commentary. Nice. So my very first viewing of Johnny Mnemonic had comedian commentary, and it was cool. It was so awesome. It's like, yeah, I need to do this more. Which they're going to run 2 movies at the con. They're going to run Swamp Thing and Masters of the Universe with commentary. And these guys are funny. These guys they were hilarious. So I would recommend if you're to not miss it at the con.
Do not miss that.
Do not miss that because it's gonna be a hoot and a half. Let me tell you. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
It's been great.
Cheers. Absolutely. Thank you so much. So this is Groovy. We're at Breckenridge Brewery. This is Beth Kovacs. Gotta go to the con. She's gonna take care of all 900,000 of you.
And then
Make sure you get autographs and all that good stuff. So, cheers. Rock on. Thanks again.